Hi guys, welcome back. This is Trace here from Irish Tarot Girl. This is one of my niche readings. It's a Formula One reading for all of the Formula One / tarot enthusiasts out there. I am one of those people. Very niche reading. Probably only a select few of us love tarot and Formula One combined. But this reading is for you folks and for me. So this is a different kind of reading today. Down at the bottom here, I have 3 cards for qualifying in Silverstone. These are for the actual race. And up here we have 1 card for Lando. Will Lando win? 1 card for Oscar. Will Oscar win? And 1 card for Max. Will Max win? I know there are 22 other drivers on the grid, but let's face it, only Lando, Oscar and Max. And even Max is kind of like, there's not a great chance that he's going to win the World Championship this year. But, you know, these 3 are like the main contenders for the race. So if all 3 are negative cards, well, that means we have an outsider coming in to shake things up a bit. So let's just see what happens. So we're going to get started with qualifying. The first card is the 8 of Wands reversed. So we may have some delays during qualifying, stopping and starting. The 8 of Wands usually means speed, things happening quickly, messages coming in quickly, information coming in thick and fast, things happening with speed. And reversed is the opposite: delays, things not happening as quickly as they ought to. So I have a feeling qualifying might have some, aside from the usual stop starts with quali, the quali 1, 2 and 3, I feel like we're going to have some stop starts. There might be weather. Second card for qualifying is 8 of Pentacles, another 8 card. This is the card of the apprentice, the card of someone who is learning their skills and learning their trade. So this tells me we might have some rookies in the mix. We might have some Hajars, some who else? Who am I thinking of? Oh my god, who are the rookies? They've just fallen right out of my head. So we have Hajar, we have Colapinto, he's a rookie. We have Bortoletto, who did amazingly well in the race last week. I feel like we might have some upsets with some rookies coming in and getting into the end of qualifying. That would be super interesting. And then the last card we have is 3 of Wands. I love this card in this deck. It's just so stunning. Let me see, 3 of Wands. Yeah, I think this might mean that we have 3 cars vying for pole. It's going to be tight. It's going to be very tight. This doesn't give me an indication who is going to be on pole, but I think we're going to have 3 cars very, very close together and up at the top for the front row of the grid. So it's going to be spicy. I'm getting spice. We have 2 Wands cards, which is fire, fire, fire. And then 8 of Pentacles. We're going to have some rookies up there doing well. So it's going to be an interesting qualifying, no doubt. And I feel like the weather might be a bit hot. I think it's going to be warm. So then for the race, so I'm going to move these out of the way to just kind of make this a bit better. Let's see. Okay, so for the race. Ooh, another reverse card. We have the 10 of Wands. 10 of Wands. So that is overburdened. Look at that poor ox and that poor woman. There is a lot of, this is a grey card. I think we might have weather on race day. I think we might have grey, cloudy. Yeah, I think we're going to encounter some rain, and I think it's going to mix things up a bit. It's going to turn things literally upside down. Yeah, I think we're going to have an interesting race, an interesting start. I think it's going to be a tough one. I think it's going to be a tough race for weather. And then we have 8 of Cups. Another 8 after the 2 8s for the qualifying. So 8 of Cups. This is another watery, kind of dreary, kind of moody kind of card. What comes to me for this card is I think this might be the race that Max calls it a day. Not calls it a day for Formula One, but I think he might call it a day for, okay, the World Championship is over for me. He's gonna have to walk away from the championship and know that it's just getting away from him. But there are rumours circulating that Max may be signing for Mercedes pretty soon, which I don't love. I don't love him and Kimi Antonelli together. I've been saying all along that to my husband that I think George is going to get, which he thought I was mad because George is the one winning the races, but they've put all of their eggs in the Kimi Antonelli basket. So I think George is going to be and he doesn't have a contract signed, don't forget. So I don't love Max going to Mercedes, but I think this could be the clincher race for Max. I think he's going to realise he's not up for the Drivers' Championship and he's going to call it a day with Red Bull. He may even announce it at Silverstone. Ooh, wouldn't that be interesting? And it might overshadow things a little bit. Like, it might overshadow, like, anything that happens during the weekend. Ooh, and we have another kind of dark, moody card. Ace of Swords, New Beginnings. Ace of Swords, oh my god, I can't talk. Ace of Swords is about clarity. And it's about victory over adversity. And so I think Silverstone is going to be a tough race. I think there's going to be weather. I think there's going to be like news and rumours and lots of things happening that make it a tough race weekend. And I kind of feel like this reading is all about Max and what's going on with him. But like we have a 10 here and then an ace here, which is the end of a cycle and the beginning of a new one. So I'm feeling like it's going to be it's going to be an interesting race. There's going to be a lot going on. And like we have wands, cups and swords. So it's going to be a mixture of stuff going on. A mixture of storylines on and off the track. All of these dark cards make me think weather is going to be a big factor. What else? What else can I get from these cards? I'm not getting anything else, so let's move on to the other 3. So then we have Lando, Oscar and Max for this race. So will Oscar win the British Grand Prix? Oh, well, that's pretty definitive, is it not? This is the 4 of Wands. This is celebration. This is basically partying. This is, they have their little hut there. It's like, this is a festival vibe. And that's usually, I've been to Silverstone and like you would not believe the amount of people that camp and like they don't care what the weather is like. It's basically like going to a festival, and that's this energy. And this is a yes card, and also it's Lando's home Grand Prix, so wouldn't it be nice for him to win his home Grand Prix? And this is a yes card, so I'm going to say yes. I think Lando's going to win. And then we have Oscar. Ooh, again, moody. This is a very Oscar card. Oscar is very like Kimi Räikkönen. If you know Kimi Räikkönen was very blasé, very bluff. If you know Kimi Räikkönen, he didn't care. He didn't give a crap about any of the stuff that was going on, rumors. You know, he just turned up, drove, and went home. And Oscar is a lot like that. He's very clinical and he doesn't come across as very, like, he doesn't show his emotions. And this is like Oscar, holding it all in, like she's very closed here, but inside her is like this freedom. And judgment is like, Judgment is like a judgment call, making a decision. I'm wondering if Oscar is going to have to let Lando through at some stage. He's going to have to make a judgment call. The team or him. Lando or him. And I feel like it's going to be, okay, this isn't what I want to do, but I know it's what I have to do, and he has to make a judgment call. But this is like, I wouldn't say this is a yes card. I wouldn't say it's a no card. It's probably a maybe card, but it's not giving me Oscar's going to win the race vibes. And then for Max, the Chariot. Now the Chariot is definitely a yes card. So it may be between Max and Lando. But for me, this is more about where Max is in relation to everything right now with Red Bull and Mercedes, the black and the white horse. You know, there's this guy up here and he's like in his bare feet and he's not wearing any like protective clothing or anything, and he's on top of the car rather than in the car, which I think says a lot. Carriage, I should say. It says a lot. It looks like he's ready to jump. Does it not? And I think that speaks volumes about where Max is right now. He's not in the car, he's on the car, and he's ready to go whichever way he chooses to go. But he has to make a choice. I think this is about Max making a decision this coming weekend. And things happening quickly. I mean, the question was, will Max win the race? And this is definitely a yes card. But you can't have two race winners. Or you can, and then someone gets the race taken away from them after the fact from the stewards. But I don't think that's going to happen. I think this is about Max deciding his future. Also, it's a major arcana card, which is big life events happening. And Four of Wands is like, the minor arcana cards are the day-to-day things. So this is a big thing. So this is World Championship stuff, end of the road stuff with Red Bull, and making a decision for what's next in his life and going for it. So there we go. That has been your Silverstone British Grand Prix 2025 tarot reading. I hope you liked it. I hope you enjoy the Grand Prix wherever you're going to be, wherever you're watching from. And I will speak to you soon. I hope you have a good one. Bye.